Hey guys, it's the Metal Blade 5. Welcome back to more Injustice Gods Among Us. Last time, we ended Superman's One Earth government regime with another Superman. And now that the conflict has come to an end, it's time to show off the DLC characters. There's not really much of an introduction here. We're just gonna go to single fight, and I'll just be fighting CPU opponents as each of the DLC characters.
Time to liven up the joint!
Watch out, Joker! This one looks kinda tough!
Really?
I think you underestimate me.
Begin.
So for our first DLC character, we have Lobo! Lobo is kind of an interesting character. Lobo, it's a bit weird to describe. Lobo is probably a more harder hitting character, but he has some grappling fix to him. Lobo's trait is that he can power up his shotgun, so when he uses his shotgun attack, which I'll show there, it will do more damage. That's it. You can charge up to 3 levels, I think, but yeah. Of course, Lobo also uses his hook in a lot of his attacks as well, and that's kind of more the general gist of Lobo right there. It's mainly just a mixture of his chain and his shotgun in his attacks. And hell, even his launching attack is just him firing his shotgun. So yeah. And well, I'm gonna throw the Roomba, or I can have the Roomba get destroyed. Now, what I'm gonna do with handling this is that when it comes to the character super moves, I am gonna show them off, but if the opponent uses a clash, then I'm not going to wager any super meter just to show off the super moves. And if they end up blocking them, then I'll just go to training mode and show it off there. But anyway, I want to try and finish off the opponents with the super moves just to be cool. But yeah, okay, super move please. Yes. And with his motorbike, shoot you with a shotgun, and then gives you the middle finger. Don't really know why they censored a middle finger in a T-rated game, but whatever.
They don't call me the main man for nothing.
Oh, that Lobo chillaxes in his motorbike, and of course I am going to move on to the second DLC character. I'm kind of surprised. I thought there was a bit more to Lobo, but I guess not. I guess he's obviously a bit more of a simple character, but still really fun to play as.
You don't stand a chance.
And now for our second DLC character, it's Batgirl. Batgirl is a bit interesting. She has one move similar to Batman, not that, which that bowler move is actually very helpful. She can use a batarang, but I'm sure there, like that. But I'd say the best way to describe Batgirl is she's a very more acrobatic and somewhat ninja-esque character when some of her attacks use smoke bombs like that as part of them. And then she obviously uses about to show it off, but she uses a lot of acrobatic moves in her attacks as well, and I'm trying to show up there, but Batgirl's trait is that she can switch between having like blades on her arms or these electric gauntlets, which is a bit cool. I personally don't really see much of a difference between them. Oh, god damn it, the wager! Well, I guess it gives me more of a chance to show off more of Batgirl's moves, because Batgirl has a lot more special moves compared to Lobo, just saying. I'm trying to remember them off the top of my head while having to pause in the middle of the fight to look up the button inputs, but whatever. And shit. Well, I'm just gonna try to get Batman's health low enough so then I can try and take him out with the super move. So Batgirl's super move is a bit interesting. I'm trying to get her trapped in the bowls, because having trapped in the bowls is amazing for trying to pull off the super move, but it's a bit awkward because Batgirl's super move, you have to be in the air to use it, and I fucked up. Great. Oh boy!
Didn't stand a chance.
At least Batgirl's on the roof by herself and not having sex with Batman like in the Killing Joke movie, because that scene frickin' traumatized me. But now I gotta try and show off her super move. Alright. There we go. Now show off Batgirl's super move. Yeah, that's it. So, with that, oh, stage transition, I guess, by the way, because I never got to show this off. Get run over by a train! Alright, with that, now I'm going to switch over to the third DLC character. Now, before I said that Batman and Deathstroke were my two mains in this game, I was kind of lying. I have a, third main in this game, which is this next DLC character, and it should be a very familiar face.
Finish him!
Your soul will burn.
Yep, your eyes do not deceive you. The third DLC character is Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, which, honestly, with NetherRealm developing this game, it's not really that big of a surprise, honestly. But, of course... Oh, come on, I want him to say it. I want you to... Oh, fuck. I want you to say it. No, that's not the word. There, get over here! Scorpion pretty much has the exact same moves that he has in Mortal Kombat, which is very helpful. This Scorpion's traits that he can cover himself in hellfire to basically give a lot of his attacks fire properties. But of course, with Scorpion having a lot of his moves in Mortal Kombat, it's very easy to understand how to play him if you played Mortal Kombat before. And that teleport punch, it's kind of cheap, I know, but it kind of helps lead into a lot of Scorpion's. It helps me rack up a lot of good combos with Scorpion, which is why I'm so good with him and consider him to be one of my mains in this game. So I'm gonna try. Oh crap! God damn it! But all right. So again, I'm gonna let Batman wave to there because I'm gonna want to obviously show off Scorpion's super move, and then there. Throw the grenades because, of course, which actually is funny with Scorpion being DLC because obviously when MKX actually adopted the stage interaction mechanic that first appeared in this game. But come on. Yes! Alright. Super move here. Scorpion takes you to the NetherRealm and fucks yo shit up with his chains.
Scorpion wins.
To hell with you!
And then you end up in the NetherRealm in his victory animation. It's actually kind of fitting that I'm recording this literally the day after the first 3 DLC characters for Injustice 2 was announced, which includes Sub-Zero. So, yeah, they're continuing the whole Mortal Kombat guest character thing, which I'm perfectly fine with. I mean, I know that it appears that Raiden is also going to be DLC for the game, which that more bothers me because I think having 2 Mortal Kombat characters as DLC is going too far, but yeah, anyway, next DLC character. I don't know why I have trouble navigating the menu.
This planet will be mine. Superman. Oh, he's got this.
And for our next DLC character, it's General Zod! Bit of a surprise choice, but you'd think that Zod would just be a clone of Superman, but well, he isn't. Zod does have some Superman-related powers, obviously, like his heat vision there, which he fires at the ground, and he does have a super breath attack, although I don't remember how to pull it off. But Zod is more mainly a close-range fighter, but he does actually also utilize some Kryptonian technology into his moveset as well. As for Zod's trait, if I can show it off, as for Zod's trait, he summons that creature from the Phantom Zone that appears in the stage transition in the Fortress of Solitude, which I never got to show off there, and he can perform like a little additional attacks. Think of it a bit like Morrigan's Astral Vision thing, I think it's called, from Darkstalkers, where she creates a clone of herself. It's pretty much like that. And I almost already have Zod's... So yeah, the fucking Daily Planet just goes... goes awry. Alright, something I always found weird about Zod was that, like, all the symbols for the super meters are obviously related to the character, but Zod's is, like, an eye. I don't get it. Alright, super move. This one is awesome. Zod throws you through the moon and blasts you back down to Earth. What? We are changing placement?
I win. I always win.
Yeah, tell that to your Man of Steel counterpart, which, in fact, I do know that Zod actually does have a Man of Steel costume, which is actually pretty fitting, which is kind of weird, though, that he's the only DLC character that gets an alternate costume, but whatever. Anyway, moving on. Well, this is a little awkward. You see, in total there are 6 DLC characters, but I've only shown 4 so far. Well, we finally get to the reason as to why I think the Wii U version of Injustice is the worst one. The last 2 DLC characters were never released on this version. I remember when both of these characters came out, and I went to the eShop to download them, but they never appeared, and I kept checking over and over again for like the next week after they came out, and they still never appeared. I'm assuming that the Wii U version sold poorly, considering that it was on the Wii U in 2013, no less, so I guess NetherRealm just thought it wouldn't be worth it to release the last 2 characters on the version the least people owned. Which I can get from a business standpoint, but it's a pain in the ass since I can't show the last 2 myself. Of course, if you own the Injustice Ultimate Edition on the PS4, then all the DLC characters are included from the start, but I don't have it. So instead, I'm just going to talk about the last 2 characters, since other means of doing so are super limited to me. The last 2 DLC characters are Martian Manhunter and Zatanna. Now, I am going to give a brief rundown of their playstyles, but be forewarned that since I've never played as them, I can only guess what their playstyles are like from gameplay I've seen. So for Martian Manhunter, he appears to be a more close-range fighter, as while they incorporate some of his moves like invisibility and phasing into his moveset, they're still mainly used for close-range attacks. However, that's where his trait comes in, as he goes all Mr. Fantastic and stretches his arms to increase the range of his attacks, and this even increases the range of his super move's starting attack. As for Zatanna, oddly enough, despite being a magic user, she doesn't have many projectile attacks. The other ones I've seen are that she can breathe fire by blowing a kiss and can throw a ring at you, but most of her attacks appear to be physical hits augmented with magic. However, her trait changes her stance to give her entirely new normal and special moves, which do contain a few more projectile attacks, along with other abilities such as teleportation. There's kind of a lot, so I won't go into too much detail on all of them. Again, I apologize for covering Martian Manhunter and Zatanna in such a half-assed way, but I don't have any way of showing them off myself. However, I do have gameplay of their super moves, and just to let you know, this was recorded by someone else, and I will have full credit for them in the description. But anyway, with that is everything I need to cover with the DLC characters. So again, I will see you guys for my next Let's Play, which, as I said before, is going to be much harder than this. It's going to get pretty hairy.